My name is Rob Zab and I'm an ISK British Kickboxing Champion, and today I'm going to show you how to nail that perfect jab. Bam, bam. First things first, get in our fighting stance. Make sure elbows are tucked in, hands up nice and tight. When you're going to throw your jab, the first mistake people tend to do is when they throw that jab, they drop their hand to their chest and then they throw it out. As soon as you drop that hand and you throw your jab, you leave yourself exposed on your left side, which means the right hand is coming. What we want to do there is we want to stop dropping that hand. So this drill will help you to make sure when you throw that jab, you don't throw it from your chest because it's going to go underneath, but you throw it from your chin and you bring it back to your chin. Because as soon as you start dropping it down, your hands are going to hit the rope. And as soon as the hand hits the rope, you know you're bringing it down too low. So in your fighting stance, you're going to throw that jab here and you're going to bring it back to your chin. Every time your hand goes over that rope, you know you're throwing your jab from your chin. And every time it comes back, it doesn't touch the rope, you know it's coming back to your chin. This is a nice simple drill to make sure that when you throw your strike, it comes from your face and it returns to your face. Because if anything comes back at you, you're always in that defensive position where your hands are up and you're protecting yourself. When you throw that jab, you want to make sure it comes from your chin and it goes back to your chin. You imagine there's a pipe, okay? You're going down the pipe and you're coming back. So you go down the pipe, you come back. When you throw your jab, do you rotate your knuckles too early? Because if you rotate your knuckles before you even throw your jab, what that does is it opens up you to the body, okay? So if I'm here, I rotate my knuckles now, my body's open, okay? Open, exposed for a body shot. So what we want to focus on now is when we throw that jab, we want to keep our thumb up and we want to rotate our knuckles just before full extension. The next drill we're going to do now is the wall drill. This is once again to perfect that jab. To make sure when you throw that jab, you don't telegraph your shot. Because if I'm going to throw my jab and I throw my elbow, it's going to hit the wall. And every time it hits the wall, you know you're throwing it out too early. So here, we're just going to stay nice and tight in our fighting stance. We're just going to throw that jab. If you're struggling with that fist rotation, at first, what you want to do is nice and simple. Don't complicate it. Keep that thumb facing up. Okay? Once you start getting used to that mechanics of going straight up, start rotating just before you get that full extension. Practice the wall drill. Because saying, if you hit the wall, you leave yourself exposed. But if I was doing the drill without the wall, and every time I throw that jab and I throw my elbow out, I don't know I'm doing it. Because there's nothing telling me where as soon as I touch the wall, I know, okay, I'm telegraphing here. I'm showing I'm going to throw something. I'm leaving myself exposed, okay? So use that wall. Don't show your opponent what you're going to do next, okay? Make him always guess. Make him be on his toes. Make him panic, okay? Is he going to throw a jab? Is he going to throw a cross, okay? And then, bam! 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 Snap it out. Watch your technique, okay? Watch how you throw your jab. So if you're in the gym, you're at home, go up to a mirror and just watch the mirror. Is your elbow flaring when you're throwing that jab, or are you keeping the elbow nice and tucked in? Sideways. If you look in the mirror, make sure, is that jab fully extended? That's perfect, nice. That's it, nice and right. We're just throwing it out, make sure we focus on that body mechanics here. We go nice and slow first. Once we get in body mechanics, we want to focus on that intensity, okay? We could go a little bit faster now. Bam. Bam. Okay? So if you've not got a mirror, use your camera. Film yourself throwing your jab, and then watch your back because you'll see mistakes. When you first start off, everyone tends to underestimate how hard they punch. Like, if I want to nail that perfect jab or master that jab, one thing I need to do is I always need to make sure I'm punching on target. So that's my chin height, and that's like my sternum height. So when I'm fighting, I always imagine I'm going to fight somebody the same size as me. When I first started, I used to throw my jab down here, thinking that's my head height, when in reality it's not. I used to get told off for it all the time, I probably still do nowadays, but this is why the tape drill on the bag is so good, because when you throw that jab, and if you throw that jab to the head height, and you land it here, you know you've not landed that jab to the head, you've landed it to the sternum, okay? If I want to throw to the body, I go down here, I know I'm not landed to sternum to the body, I'm landed to the groin, okay? So, the tape is good to making sure when you throw your jab, you always land on your target. When you're throwing your jab, one thing you want to do is a change in your speed and your power. Because if your jab is constantly the same speed, the same power, it's easily to be read. But you want to hide it, you want to hide your jab sometimes. Because when you're going to throw that jab, you can just literally stand there in your fine stance, you can just flick it out. Nothing in that jab, your opponent's not afraid of it, but that's what you want. You just want to flick it out. You want to make him comfortable, you want to make him like feel like, oh, you know what, that jab's not like doing anything, I'm not afraid of it. Because you're just tapping in, and then whenever you're ready, you step in with that big, powerful jab.